Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and we have got a lot to cover in this one. We've got Daliana about to hit the third day, so we're going to get Daliana added to the tier list, and we have also got 2x voids happening this weekend, coinciding with a 10x for TUHANARAK. Now, I do have her as a champion. I've done a dedicated video guide on her. I will give you my thoughts on that 10x, and then we will also get Daliana on the tier list. And also, we may have seen the worst offer in the shop that I've ever seen in my years of Raid Shadow Legends. So I'm going to get you full context on all that content. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so this Friday we are going to be getting a 2x void event. Now, 2x voids is typically a pretty hype time in the community, and people, chasing some of those top tier void epics, the man eaters for unkillable comps, and then also some of those top tier void legendaries. Which, speaking of the void legendaries, the feature of this 2x void event is going to be the new void legendary in the barbarians, TUHANARAK. Now, as we dive into covering her as a champion and giving you my thoughts on her, it is worth noting that you can kind of choose. Do you want to pull your shards during the 10x boost for TUHANARAK, or do you want to pull just normal 2x void shards? And if you want to, you'll just have to wait until the 10x event is over. It is going to be 1 day shorter than the whole duration of 2x voids, so you can make the choice based on if you want the boosted chance for her or not. And as far as analyzing her as a champion, she is actually really incredible and really genuinely useful. She's kind of like a legendary version of Doom Priest. This passive is amazing. You're going to remove 1 random debuff from all allies at the start of each turn, and then also remove 2 debuffs instead from allies under continuous heal. So it's just an insane cleanse. It's so consistent and so impactful. You've got an A1 that can decrease speed on priority targets like boss fights. You've got another one with block buffs and decrease attack that is going to also have a debuff spread. And then you get an A3 for a super consistent, both increased defense and increased speed. It's very rare to get both of those on one ability in Raid Shadow Legends. So TUHANARAK's kit is absolutely incredible. She's great in basically any area of the game, including the Hydra, Tag Team Arena, Faction Wars. If you have her on your account, you're probably going to use her in a lot of different areas. And if we pull up the most recent Void Legendary rankings I've tried to place here on stream and stuff, and kind of getting input from different people, you'll see TUHANARAK is ranked over here. Honestly, I could make a case she should probably be higher. I could see an argument of moving her somewhere over here, or kind of anywhere in this range. She is definitely an amazing Void Legendary, somewhere in like that top 10 to top 15 range of Void Legendaries. And I do also have a dedicated video on her that I'll remember to pop up right there if you want to watch my deep dive with an infographic and all of that, diving into everything about TUHANARAK. So long story short, I think she's a great champion, and I think you can't really go wrong pulling your 2x voids during the 10x for her. But also, if you already have her, or you don't want to dupe, or you just want to pull your normal 2x voids, you will have that opportunity. Like I said, you just wait until that 10x is over and pull your normal void shards. And I thought it'd be fun to show you the process that I go through when it comes to adding a champion to the tier list, and I'll walk you through the thought process on there. Obviously, when it's a new champion, I need to evolve this. I just try to keep this up to date as fast as I can, but just know when champions are new, this is subject to change, obviously, as I learn more and as the community gets to test her and stuff like that. That's why the tier list is a living document. But what we do is we go faction. It's up top. I'm sorry that it's kind of small, but that's kind of the best I can fit it on the screen. Rarity is legendary. Affinity, she is force affinity. And then, so book value, I come over and I analyze. Okay, we've got 3 plus 4 is 7. Plus 5 is 12 books, and then I kind of wait to see how solid she is. But 12, we'd start somewhere like a 6. It's a decent amount, and we'll have to see kind of how she grades out as a champion. I might up that to like a 7 or an 8 or something. And I need to have a good grasp of the kit. We've got an AoE A1, which is a good candidate for like an XP farmer, Faction Wars, stuff like that. The AoE Leech, super consistent, especially for like a defensive style team, like an Ice Golem or something. Attack one enemy, decrease resistance. It's got the really good like Tag Team Arena ability, or like the Doom Tower or something like that. If target is under a block buffs, applies a debuff spread. That's really good for like a Hydra. Okay, and then attacks all enemies with the block buffs. Amazing, somewhere like the Hydra. heal all allies, okay, passive. Increase the champion's accuracy by 2 points for every 1,000 HP. She's gonna have a ton of HP. She scales with HP, plays 25% strengthen. That's again really good for someone like more defensive, like Tag Team Arena or the Ice Golem or the Hydra for 2 every time. Okay, cool. And then a very generally useful aura. Okay, so now that we have kind of a base understanding of the kit, we try to kind of fill in some of these. So for the Demon Lord, I mean, the block buffs, it can be all right. The leech can be all right, but it's a little bit more, I don't know if she'd be super great there. Probably just kind of like a 6. In the arena, good for like defensive compositions maybe, but nothing incredible, I wouldn't think. So like an 8, just kind of like serviceable. XP farmer, she could be pretty good, but it's probably hard to get her to hit super incredible, so we'd go like a 7. Faction Wars, she is awesome. The HP aura there, and then the AoE, the leech, just everything she kind of brings, I'd give her a 10. I think she's pretty good in the high elves. Doom Tower, the decreased resistance is super nice, so we can go like a 10. Remember, my tier list goes all the way up to 12 for like super meta, like a Duchess would be a 12 in the arena, and like a Skull Crown would be a 10 in the arena. For the Hydra, I think she's got a really cool kit. Honestly, I could go like an 11, not the absolute max score, but I think she is definitely pretty cool there in the Hydra, especially as a free promo champ. The Dragon, she's fine as a support, nothing wrong. Spider, not going to be great in that dungeon. The AoE A1 is nice for some of those early stages, but other than that, maybe not super great. We'll go with like a 5. The Fire Knight, again, not super amazing. Yeah, I'd maybe go like a 4. And then the Ice Golem, she is pretty good there. I'd go like a 10, and then Minotaur, just kind of your standard support, but nothing super special. The Void with the healing is nice, and the Leech to counteract some of the poisons is great. The Spirit Keep, she does block buffs and stuff, which is super cool, but she is going to be hitting weak against the Spirit, so we're going to go like an 8. The Magic Keep, she is affinity strong and can, yeah, okay, I'll go like a 9. The Force Keep, she doesn't do like defense break or anything, so she'd be like a decent kind of support, and 8. And she'd be perfectly fine in the Arcane Keep, but she does not place any buffs, from what I can tell here, other than the passive when she drops low HP. So, okay, yeah, not going to be super incredible in the Arcane Keep, but serviceable, so I would go with like an 8. And then I like to circle back to book value and be like, okay, I went based off of the amount of books that she takes, but now do I want to adjust anything? And I think so many people struggle with the Hydra that I would probably bump this up to like a 7 on the book value. Maybe take that up to an 8 even, because I think, you know, everybody needs 3 Hydra teams, and she's probably going to be good enough to make it into at least one of most people's 3 Hydra teams. So some of this would be open to change, but right now she grades out as a 7.8 on the tier list, which is decent, but nothing like super amazing. So in terms of a free champion that people are getting, honestly, that grade is not too bad. It's kind of in line where you would want it to be somewhere around that 8.0 range, to be kind of a new legendary being introduced to the game and the player base as a whole. Then as far as getting you caught up in game, not a whole lot of craziness to go over. We do have CVC that's going to be ending today, so get in there and get your points to help your clan win, hopefully. And that means our next CVC is going to be, we'll have a week off next week, and then Tuesday, like June 7th, will be your next CVC match. As far as like tournaments and events, it's going to be kind of the calm before the storm until they announce the next crazy thing, the next fusion or fragment event or whatever. So all this stuff is going to be pretty typical. And then the only event live, I think, is like an artifact enhancement event right here. So yeah, just kind of your typical stuff going on in game, but CVC is kind of the focus today. And obviously there is a guaranteed event going on for Sishia. I already did a dedicated video talking about this, and I do have a dedicated video on her as a champion where we dive into her whole kit and everything that goes into Sishia Flame Tongue. If you're curious on that content, I will try to remember to link to it over there. And like I said earlier in the video, we would talk about possibly the worst pack I have seen. So this is obviously coinciding around the event for summoning a guaranteed Sishia. Now, if you want to get the guaranteed Sishia, you can see as you plug in all of the chains of this offer. And I got this from my good friend Smiley TK, by the way, good friend of the channel and has appeared here a lot. You should definitely follow him on Twitter and check out his channel to stay in the loop on some of these pack strings. But anyway, when I plug it into my calculator, you can see we get the 12 sacred shards, and it comes out to a total price of like $245. you know, that's like more than double of my fair market value in terms of what I would pay at the chosen's purchase price coming at 100. So yeah, obviously only for the ridiculously high spenders would I ever recommend something like that. For 99% of you, this pack string, anytime it involves a Sacreds, is probably one to stay away from. But we do have some other decent ones, like this special offer pack. I can plug in some of this stuff here. Let's go 10, and let's scoop this down, and let's go 300k silver, and energy of 600 and 300. And let's go with the 4 energy refills of 1.77. So this one, not great either, but a lot better. The Champion Chaser, we did that one. This one we already know is a complete meme. The monthly pad, we know the drill on some of this stuff. This one is the same. It grades out to about a 1.8. I've plugged it in many times. And then the Ultimate Savings Pack. This one is definitely worth plugging in here on the video. So let me go ahead, clear this out. We've got 500k silver. And then we're going to go with 10 ancient shards and 1 of each for epic and legendary of 2.21. So this one, you can see that it has a purchase limit of 1, so you already know it's going to be typically one of the better ones you see in game. So of the things going on in the shop, this one is definitely the best, but it's still not a super recommend for me. It's just kind of decent at like a 2.21. Also, a quick note on the way out, you do want to keep an eye on the Doom Tower the next few days, because that is going to be ending here in about 5 days, coinciding with the end of the month of May, and then we'll head into a new version of the Doom Tower. But that is what we needed to get covered today in this video as we head in towards the end of the week. So if you're going to be pulling shards this weekend, good luck on your 2x voids, and I will see you soon. As always, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.